Hi. Ugh, I'm stretching. Sorry. I want to start this video by saying, ignore that mattress. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. Hi, so Max here. I was hoping to do something where I was doing like an update a week or something during my physical transition, if that's what you want to call it. However, my life is busy and I have other things going on that make it so that I either forget or I don't have time or I don't feel like I can prioritize that. So I'm just going to do it when it feels good to me because that's what I want to do. So I recently posted a video of me singing because my voice is changing a little bit and I can hit some nice low pitches, which feels good. And that was cool, and I like that. And I'm gonna try to probably do some videos kind of like that, and I'm probably gonna do some videos like this where I just talk about things that have been going on. So today is February 6th, and I'm I guess kind of like finishing up my 7th week on testosterone. So I took my 7th shot last Tuesday, and I'll take my 8th shot this Tuesday, and that will begin my 8th week. Yeah, so I'm taking a half dose right now. I'm taking 25 milligrams, which from there my doctor will move me up to 50 milligrams. And he basically, when I started, was like, don't expect that many changes until I see you next because this is not very much testosterone. And I was like, yeah, cool, like, okay. I told him initially that I really wanted to ease into things because, and I think I've mentioned this to people before, but my identity isn't really changing. Like, I definitely am transgender and I need my body to change in certain ways to feel comfortable in it and to feel good in it, but I still identify as like a non-binary person, and I still identify as like relatively gender fluid. So I just was like, I really think I want to do this thing and I think it's going to be awesome for me, but I feel a little nervous about it and I don't just want to like jump into it. And he was like, cool, well, I usually start people on 25 milligrams anyways, so let's get you started on that. You can stop at any point if you aren't liking it, and then also like you can stay on 25 if you want, but probably next time I see you, we'll bump up to 50 milligrams. So I'm seeing him on the 10th, which is next week, and then I'll probably go up to 50 milligrams, which is technically a full dose, I guess, for most people. So, changes. Yeah, the first few weeks I didn't notice a whole lot. The first couple of weeks, what would happen is I would, if I started like being physically active, I would get hot like right away, and I would just be like sweaty, and my body just felt like a furnace, and I just was like, I'm so hot right now, and that was weird. That hasn't happened quite as much, but I have noticed that like my body temperature is like just generally a little bit warmer, which is cool. My hands and feet still get really cold sometimes, which I think is just maybe always going to be a thing in my life, but it hasn't been quite as bad as it often is for me, which is cool. My voice is changing a little, if you can tell. In my head, I can definitely tell, and when I'm singing, I can definitely tell. I think with my inflection before, I would hit these like higher pitches sometimes just when I was talking or like emphasizing a point, but I'm not hitting those as much. So I'm losing a little bit of that inflection. But I still hit them sometimes, and my voice really hasn't deepened that much, I don't think. But I'm really excited for that. It's exciting, and I like it so far. My face is like a little bit more square, kind of. Sally Louise, my partner, had mentioned that it seems just like a little bit more defined and like a little bit more muscular. I'm kind of losing like that roundness that I had before. I feel like my neck, like I have this vein in my neck and it's more prominent, which is funny. My body shape is changing a little bit, noticeable to me because I'm almost always like super hyper aware of my body. But like maybe not super noticeable to other people if they don't know me super well or if they're not like seeing me naked regularly. But So yeah, so my hips are narrowing a little bit. Some of my compression shorts are getting a little bit loose on my butt, and I feel kind of sad about it because I had what Kirsten likes to call luxury ass. Uh, and I'm losing that size a little bit, but it's definitely still like just as muscular, but that definition is coming out a little bit more, which is interesting. And I'm noticing in like a lot of my shirts, which you can't tell as much with this one, but it's getting a little bit tighter across here and like filling in my shoulders a little bit better, which is cool. My chest is getting a little bit smaller, which feels really, really good. Um, my arms are holding on to muscle a little bit better, which is cool because I feel like I'm not working like that much harder to like build muscle on my arms, but the definition is there and I'm noticing like muscle growth, which is really cool. Um, I don't necessarily feel like that much stronger or anything. I mean, someone at practice was like, "Oh, your legs, like they seem stronger." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I've been lifting like really heavy all off season so that my legs are stronger going into the season." So I don't feel like, I mean, it's hard to tell if it's testosterone or if it's all of the like super hard training I've been doing in the off season. So, I mean, it might be a mix of both, and I think that's okay. Um, what else? My body odor hasn't really changed any. I'm not getting any like extra hair anywhere. I don't, that stuff. I mean, it's like, for those of you that don't know, testosterone, I mean, it's like going through second puberty, right? So it's like a lot of young men who start getting or young people who start getting testosterone pumping through their bodies when they're, 10, 11, 12, 13. It takes them a while to like grow facial hair, and it doesn't start until they're like older. It takes them a few years, and it takes their bodies a few years to change. And it's going to be similar for me. It's going to take some time for things to happen. And that's okay. I'm really okay with that. I don't want anything to happen overnight. I don't even know if I'm going to take a full dose of tea for like the rest of forever. I'm just kind of like doing what feels good now, and I'm just feeling it out, which I feel really happy about. I'm going to go into TMI territory a little bit. This is more so for maybe other like trans folks who are thinking about testosterone, or maybe the people who are like very, very curious about all of the scientific detail of it all. So if you don't want to hear about my junk, then like stop watching right now. Or like fast forward. Okay. I'm going to talk about it now. This is your last chance. I'm blushing. Okay. So one of the biggest things that happens like initially, or at least like what happened for me with my body, is like I started taking tea and my voice wasn't really changing, body shape wasn't really changing, nothing was really changing, but all of a sudden I looked down one day and I was just like, whoa, what? Which I knew, so like clit growth is the thing that happens when you're on testosterone. I don't really refer to my clit as my clit. I usually refer to it as my dick, so I'm going to refer to it as that, just so you understand. So my dick has been growing since like week 1, which is cool. And it's not growing super fast, but it's definitely bigger. And so I get like hard-ons in the morning. And when I'm having sexy times. And and that's cool, and I love it, and it's really awesome, and it's made exploring sex stuff a lot different for me. Not different, well, different, but it's been fun. I get to try new things, and the same things that were working for me before don't necessarily always work anymore, and that's fine. And so I've been sort of exploring that new aspect of my body, which has been cool. Yeah. So the video's at like 9:25 right now, and I'm going to tell other people they can tune back in now that I'm done talking about that. So that's mostly it. I think my biggest, mostly I felt really, really excited. Mostly I felt like, yes, like, wow, holy shit. Like I haven't felt this good in my body maybe ever. Except for like in the middle of eating disorder stuff. But like, I can't really count that as feeling good in my body, because when that stuff's going on, you never actually feel good in your body because it's never actually good enough or like where you want it to be. So I don't know, but I feel really good about it. And I'm also eating food that I maybe never would have eaten before. And I'm not feeling stressed about it. Like I'm not as anxious as I usually am. I'm also on meds for that, but I've been on meds for that for like quite some time. And so yeah, that feels really cool. Feeling less anxious about that stuff, feeling like I can just like eat a bowl of cereal for breakfast and have it be nothing. Eat peanut butter and jelly for lunch and have it be like nothing. I only did it once. I'm probably not gonna do it again anytime soon, but I did it. I'm making pizza tonight with my partner, and that's like a big deal for me. So that's been really cool. And I didn't going into this. I didn't want to assume that like testosterone, like HRT doesn't fix all your problems. You know what I mean? Like you can take HRT and your body can change, but you're still gonna have your own shit to work through. And I still deal with eating disorder stuff, but it's been really cool to feel like this has helped me continue to move forward in eating disorder stuff in a way that feels really good and like healthy and not as scary. So that's been cool. Yeah, I think that's it.